is Ili Ami Shakira binti Zakara, metric number C200007. For introduction of our project, the device that we use is a smart meter. It is popular among the household because it can help to save energy consumption. Smart meter is a device that keeping track of how much energy is used in every resident and house. According to utility provider, it provides users with benefits such as more data, improved services and cost, and energy saving through data analysis. But as much as the claims that are made from the companies, it did not well received outside America. There are some issues regarding smart meter. It said that they are emitting strong bursts of radio frequency radiation. The devices are particularly harmful to human health because of the severity and frequency of the radiation burst. There are 2,000 complaints that were being felt by the users. The low energy end of electromagnetic spectrum is occupied by radio frequency RF radiation, which includes radio wave and microwaves. When RF radiation is absorbed in big amount by our body, heat is produced. So, our project is to solve the state problem and related to how we reduce the radiation of the smart meter based on Faraday's law. Faraday's law of induction explains how an electric current creates a magnetic field and how a changing magnetic field creates an electric current. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and good afternoon. My name is Ali Fazham bin Abdul Rahman. My matrix number is CE200182. Okay, today I will present about our project Smart Meter, and I will present for a problem statement. Okay, for the problem statement, first, we want to reduce the electromagnetic radiation from a smart meter because people get exposed from a radiation every day. Where if their house have a smart meter and they go near from a smart meter, their body will absorb the radiation, and it can get bad when you expose so much, where the higher exposure are produced when devices are used closer to the body, when they emit more power, and when they transmit for more of the time. And of course, for this project, for the smart meter, they also have an advantage and disadvantage. Okay, for the smart meter is good because you can get accurate bills, reduce duration power cuts, and more. And the bad things for the smart meter, the signal in your house and outside house is poor, where maybe your line handphone and the signal of your Wi-Fi can get interrupted. Maybe it's not stable, so it's kind of bad. And also the smart meter, we know that the smart meter is produce electromagnetic radiation. So if we expose so much, it can affect of our health. We can get a dizziness, ear pain. We can have a trouble to sleep at night because of the radiation. And we also can, if we expose so much, we can also get a cancer. And we know that cancer is no cure to, no medicine to cure the cancer. So for this problem statement, we focus to reduce the electromagnetic radiation on the smart meter. Thank you. That's all.
Assalamualaikum and good day. My name is Nur Shafura, AE190126. Today I will be presenting about the objective of our project. The objective of our project is to produce radiation for a better health and propose a solution lowering economic leverage.
For the scope of project, before we start for our report, each of our members do some search and article review to know more about what is a smart meter and how to reduce the radiation from a smart meter. And we share the information on our group and do a article review summary to share to our members to read them. And for the creativity and skill to design special device in this project, we use the harmonizer, where the harmonizer is to neutralize the radiation from a smart meter to reduce the bad thing for our health. But some some search that I read, that the harmonizer is not 100% efficient, where it can block the signal from a smart meter to the supplier. And there are some video and search that you see that they use a Faraday cage, where the Faraday cage can block 95 to 98% of the radiation from a smart meter. And I think it's a good where you can DIY the Faraday cage using the specific tools. And after that, each of our members have given a task to do on the report. And after that, for the software to prove the application, the application that we use to do the simulation, we use the Arduino Uno, where there are some faulty that our group, where they cannot get a accurate reading, and they cannot prove the harmonizer can reduce the radiation on the simulation. And after we done with all that, we do a full report and the presentation video and given to the Nadira. Okay, that's all.
For literature review, first, to identify and propose a solution for problem statement to let people know. Second, verify the problem cause and effect and solution. Radiation has effects on human health. Third, control the electromagnetic radiation exposure solution to prevent. And fourth, EMF radiation. Every state of problem has own solution.
Hi, my name is Chong Shin Ning, matrix number CE190008. So I'm going to explain the methodology for our group project. So as we know that methodology is to describe the research method used to identify for the project. So for our project, we use research and analysis mode plus show the research and simulation on how we can reduce the radiation produced from the electromagnetic. So for simulation purpose, we are going to use the Arduino Uno, since we couldn't do the hardware, and then shows how the device can reduce the radiation. So our group decided to use the Arduino Uno for the simulation purpose. So next, I'm going to explain the flowchart on our group project. So first of all, of course, we have to research the background of the project. So since our group is choosing the Faraday's law, so we will do a lot of research on which device is applied Faraday's law, and then we found the smart meter is applied the Faraday's law. Then we decided to do this for our group project. So after we choosing the suitable topic for our project. And then we have to analyze the programs on the device. And then we have to do the data collection and analyze and do the calculation. Of course, in our group project, we are not doing the calculation part. We only do the research and analysis. So our group is not providing the calculation part. We just do the data collection and analyze and analysis. So after that, we proceed with the simulation. And then if our simulation is success, we can interpret the result. And then if our simulation is failed, we have to troubleshoot the simulation again. For our group, yes, we do 2 or twice simulation. And finally, we success on our simulation part. And then after that, after we success do our simulation, then the last step is end, and then we proceed with the report. For the next part, I'm going to explain list of components on our group project for our simulation circuit. So for the simulation result and programming, another group member will explain about it. So this is the component list. First, our circuit is included the Arduino Uno, as I mentioned before this, and then the LCD display, 1 switch, potentiometer, resistor, LED, the button, SPST switch, and relay, NPN transistor, diode, and the last one is the mounting type of photocouple. So this is all the component needed in our circuit design. So for the quantity is only 1 to 3 units for each component. So that's all for my part. Thank you.
So basically, from what you see from the previous video, all I can say is it is about our simulation, which is not fully done, as this simulation had to be done in hardware simulation. So I will show the components that we use, the basic components that we use for this simulation. By the way, this is before the simulation. This is the LCD to display the price and the radiation from the smart meter. This is the Arduino Uno to reduce the radiation. This is the meter pulse to switch on off the meter, and this is the LED to make sure that there are currents that pass through. So next is after the simulation, it shows welcome to the smart meter. This is the Arduino, and there is, and all the wire is on, and there are currents that pass through. The LED is lights on. This is the energy meter pulse. So that's it for the simulation. Next, we move to the programming. The next is for the programming that we use to connect the Arduino Uno, which we need the hex file from the Arduino Uno simulation. So first this is for the pulse, and this is for the pin mode. So and it's connected to the input. This is the LCD. This is the command for LCD print. Welcome to smart meter. This is for initializing. It will display that either the smart meter is ready or not. Next is plus simulation. Pulse. Right. Then it's for the pin, and this is for the command. So that's it for me for the simulation, for the Arduino Uno simulation. Thank you. So it is me again. I will present the slide for the. So it is me again, Noraina Dara binti Kamarul Arifin. I will present about the recommendation for future work. First is for the conclusion. For the first point, the possible effect of low power electromagnetic are applied to adults and not just children. It means that no matter what, no matter how old or young was that people, everyone need always to be aware that there are effect of electromagnetic to our health. Yes, as I can say that we don't know how was us in the future, like how was our health in the future. Is it really good or it is in bad condition? Next is the simulation has been done. Although it was not completely done, as it needs to run through hardware, not just software simulation. From that, we can see how high is the radiation from smart meter. Plus, in that simulation, we demonstrate that radiation can be reduced to weakening radiation effect to human's body. So next is excessive radiation exposure can cause health problems. Some people did not know that excessive radiation exposure can cause health problems. Yes, I know really well that by using smart meter, it can easier our life and we can cut the high cost of utility bills nowadays. But then, health first. Radiation can cause lifetime effect. That was bad, right? Next is the radiation can be reduced by using Arduino Uno. As for the simulation, as the previous slide that I show about the simulation, it showed that we use Arduino Uno, right? So from that we made some research and found that radiation can be reduced by using Arduino Uno, as it consists component that can block the radiation from exceeding the actual value that can be acceptable for our body. Next is the simulation for the future work. It is hardware. So for future work, we hope that we can do this simulation in hardware just because we want to see how it really works and how it can affect our daily life. Last but not least, for the programming, that we still use Arduino Uno as our radiation blocker. Next slide, I will present about the future work that are related to hardware simulation. So for the next slide is about the future work. So we continue to the future work for the hardware. Future work that recommend to use EMF harmonizer or neutralizer for hardware use. In this future work slide, I want to recommend that if anybody can run the hardware simulation for this smart meter, which it can reduce the radiation, I would like to frankly recommend to use EMF harmonizer, or also can call it neutralizer. I found that this EMF harmonizer really can block the simulation.